Hi, I'm Diana Burbano. I'm with Breath of Fire Latina Theater Ensemble. We want to invite you to Cantos, Cuentos and Corridos of Santa Ana, Stories of the Heart. And we'd like to invite you to our concert, which is 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Sunday, September 8th. And to learn more, you can listen to this conversation. The theater experience is a great format for the theater communities to experience because it's really the only place you can have a live community. Used to be you could watch television and know that everybody was watching and there was sort of a collective knowledge, but that's gone now because of the way things are streamed. And I think there's a real people really miss being in community, and I think that's something that the theater and live venues can only provide. Well, and after COVID, is it that people think that experiencing something together is unique? I think so. I think that what it is we became used to being alone and lonely. And some of the reason that it's kind of hard to get people back in venues is because you just get used to it and you get used to sort of self-entertaining. In fact, a lot of the kids nowadays are so used to being alone that they play with each other online instead of going to see each other. And there's a lot of anxiety, I think. And I feel like one of the things theater can do at encouraging people to come back is sort of help with the anxiety of being alone and having, yeah, I just think the best way to put it is having community, having people around you, feeling other people laugh with you. I think there's nothing like it. So the Breath of Fire September 8th concert production is called Cantos, Cuentos y Corridos, and it's a project that has been in the works for about a year, and it's led by our fearless leader, Sarah Guerrero. And it really began as sort of 3 months of workshops across the city with schools and community centers, where we came in and we gave workshops to sort of help people tell their stories. And what's unique about this particular storytelling form is that we added music as a component, which a lot of people are sort of afraid of music. They feel like I don't have that. I'm not a musical person. But I feel like music is so deeply ingrained in our culture that we all are really, really in the bottom of our hearts musical. The wonderful thing is that our composer, Moises Vasquez, he took these stories that are really, really disparate. I mean, some of the stories are about tragedies that happened when people moved to Santa Ana. And some of the stories are about love and young love and what happens when your heart is broken. Some of the stories are about your cat or your dog. And some of the stories are, just really fun examples of what life is like in Santa Ana. So, and Moises took all of those stories and sort of really, really paid attention to the personalities of the people who wrote them. And he wrote the music sort of with their personalities in mind. So they are corridos, but they're not necessarily traditional corridos. They can be very modern and using all sorts of different forms of musical styles, including, some of them are punk, some of them are alternative, which is kind of exciting. We want the local community to understand that these are stories of the heart and stories about Santa Ana. And we want to make sure that they sort of know that they're not alone in their stories. I think one of the great things about storytelling is that people come to understand the commonality of what they're telling and to understand that other people also have not the same story, but that there are similar stories and that there's an understanding about how you live your life and what it is to be a person in Santa Ana and why you came. And just to hear other people's versions of that, I think can encourage you to really look at your history and really start digging in and finding out what you're really about. I think the local community will be surprised about this concert, just seeing how much talent there is in the community, because people came in with really not much of an idea. They just sort of came in with their hearts open. But during the workshop, they were able to come up with some great ideas that really became beautiful songs. And I think it's kind of great to see community members just open up their hearts that way. And I hope that it encourages people in the community to come and work with us, because we at Breath of Fire, what we do is encourage community and teach community and sort of leave them with the tools to work creatively for themselves. Community must come to this event because Cantos, Cuentos and Corridos was written especially for the community, features community performers and community stories. And it's just a lot of fun to hear people sing their songs. We have a lot of the participants singing their own songs. So there's a real element of fun and a real element of community building. And we're just super excited about the show and how much you're going to be entertained. Well, with our workshops, sometimes we do repeat and this is such a successful workshop that we might continue doing the Corridos concert. We have so much programming at Breath of Fire that we're excited to do that, and we're sort of really, now that we've sort of gone up another level, we're sort of learning exactly what we can do and what our capacity is to really bring more programming to the community. The residents can help Breath of Fire by coming and supporting our workshops, by supporting our performances. We also take donations, but I think for us, the most important thing is being able to give our programming free to the community. So I think support is just coming in and learning with us and being part of our ensemble. So I'm passionate and enthusiastic about Breath of Fire because I really believe in storytelling, and I believe that it's important for people to tell their own stories. I know a lot of people think, well, my story is so boring or my story is so similar to somebody else's story. Who wants to hear what I have to say? But I always say that for writers, nobody tells the story the same way. It'll always come out differently. It'll always be your own story and your own voice. And I feel like people understanding that their voice counts is so important in the world. Storytelling is one of our earliest forms of anything. We used to sit around the fire and tell stories, and I feel like we may have lost a little bit of that again with television and with being able to watch whatever we want, where once upon a time we really sat around and we told each other's our deepest secrets and the things that happened to us. I just feel it's really, really important for people to share that story. I would tell playwrights, directors, and actors to get involved with Breath of Fire because all that we're kind of a small theater company, we're incredibly creative, we are very collaborative, and we love people who come in and have a lot of passion and want to work and really make theater with really hardly, it's like theater on a dime, but it's always beautiful, it's exciting. We really just love having people come and work with us. Theaters like Breath of Fire are important because we're really the only theater in the community, and I think supporting us means supporting storytelling, supporting something really unique and unusual, something that not everybody does. And volunteering is great because you really get to learn what we're all about, and you become part of our ensemble very quickly. And we just love having people come and work with us. The one thing I want to mention about the concert and Breath of Fire is that the concert is going to be spectacular. It's going to be, I think, about 15 performers. It's going to have beautiful music by Moises Vasquez and Ruby Castellano. It's going to feature some great performers, including Gustavo Arellano is going to come in and sing for us. So it's just going to be an exciting, exciting night. Hi, friends. My name is Diana Burbano. I'm the literary director of Breath of Fire Latina Theater Ensemble. We're going to be performing Cantos, Cuentos and Corridos of Santa Ana, Stories of the Heart, and I'd like to invite you to come to our performances, 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. on Sunday, September 8th. Come and join us. You're going to hear a lot of people singing their original corridos. It should be a lot of fun, a lot of music, and hopefully there's a little surprise at the end where you might learn a little something about your own story. See you at the theater.